Hi everyone. I want to take a moment to introduce the course, introduce myself, and describe why this course is important without driving through a grocery store and weaving in and out of other people trying to finish their grocery shopping. Uh, my name is Dr. LaValle. I teach math and economics at Episcopal Academy, which is just outside of Philadelphia, and a handful of my students are in this course. This course is called Designing Decisions, and it's important for two reasons. One is because of behavioral economics, which is an emerging field. The field of economics assumes that people are perfectly logical, perfectly rational. They never make mistakes and don't make decisions that don't follow strict logic. Economics also assumes that people are not influenced by outside factors like peer pressure or other experiences that they've had, and that everybody knows their preferences, both now and in the future. You know what you like, and you know what you are going to like in the future. And I don't satisfy those assumptions, and most people I know also don't satisfy those assumptions. One of the reasons that we don't is because of the many biases that we have that we don't even realize. A few years ago, Daniel Kahneman, who's a psychologist and economist, wrote this book called Thinking Fast and Slow. It's one of the best books that I've read in the last handful of years. His idea is that we have two systems of thinking. The first is impulsive. It's the first thought that comes into our mind. And then we have a second system that's more reflective, and it thinks through and logics through and computes different pieces. And it's that first system that just jumps out impulsively that we use most of the time to make decisions, including important decisions. There's another important economist. His name is Richard Thaler, and he won the 2017 Nobel Prize in Economics for his work in behavioral economics. He wrote this book called Nudge, which describes ways to improve our decision making. Much of the work in this book is throughout our course. There's a second major reason besides behavioral economics that this course is important for you to take, and that's that companies are using our biases and our decision-making process against us and for their benefit. It's important for us all to be aware of what can influence and impact our decision-making process. So this course has 5 separate units. The first is anchoring, the second is defaults, the third is scarcity, fourth is social proof, and the fifth is the paradox of choice. You can go from one unit to another, and I urge you to find something that interests you. Explore through the units. Each one has many different resources. There's articles, there's videos. There's a lot of different resources and ways for you to dive into these concepts. The next thing after you explore, you should apply the concepts to your own life. How are they applicable? How are your decisions impacted by each of these pieces? And the most important piece is to come back to the class and share. At the end of this 2 weeks, we're going to be able to improve our decision-making process by sharing what works for us, what has worked for us, and some of the biases and the ways that we can confront those biases in our own life. Because what works for you might work for someone else in the class too. So make sure to come back and share all the ways that you've seen our decisions be influenced. And I think that at the end of 2 weeks, we're going to have a great set of ways to improve our decision-making process. So I'm really looking forward to getting to work.